All right, it's 6:30. We'll call the March 17th, 2025 Select Board meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was waiting. Welcome, Ms. Fife, to the Select Board.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Also evacuation day in Boston.
Oh, that's right.
there you go.
It was what?
Evacuation day in Boston, when the British left. And they moved it to, and that coincides with St. Patrick's Day, so they could have a parade. It's the Boston way of revising history.
So we'll start the meeting with, we have to nominate and elect a chair and a vice chair to the Select Board for the coming year.
I would make a motion to nominate Tim as the chair.
Second?
Yep.
Discussion?
Discussion.
No. There's been a motion and a second. Is it a roll call vote or is it? Yeah. Roll call.
Aye, Steve Welch.
I, John Decker.
Aye, Tim.
I'm Sherlin.
Hi, Charlotte Fife.
I don't know if you can vote for
The
yourself.
first
Yeah, might as
vote.
well.
Yes, you can vote for yourself.
We want a dollar for it.
You don't have to abstain.
And vice chair?
All right. I will make a motion to nominate Matt as vice chair.
I second. Roll call vote.
Aye, Steve Welch.
I, John Decker.
Aye, Tim DeBrio.
I'm Matt Sherlin.
Hi, Charlotte Fife.
All right, so we've got our chair and vice chair. Now we can move forward with the meeting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Could I get a motion to approve the accounts payable and
Make a
payroll?
motion to approve the manifest accounts payable for 3/17 and payroll for 3/18, 2025.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Wait, I have one
Oh, I'm sorry.
a
Discussion.
question on, yeah, discussion. I did notice that, just wanted to question this. So, there was a check for Bonnie, for working the election, but isn't she moderator of the school? And isn't she required to be there because she's moderator of the school?
I would say yes, and I will have to question, the supervisors are the one that supply the payroll information for the election workers, so I'll have to double check with them. I don't know if, she's typically been paid in the past, because,
Because it's a school election as well as a town election.
Right.
correct,
It was the first time that
right,
they've been there,
Crossover.
I think, for a while.
okay. All right, so I will have to get clarification on that for you.
It's a good question.
All right.
Anything else?
That was my only question, thank you.
Okay.
Good catch.
So there's been a motion and a second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Has everybody had a chance to review the public and non-public minutes? Any questions or edits?
The date,
Sorry, for March 3rd, and non-public for March 3rd, and the public meetings for March 11th, meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Can we do
Separate.
separate?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't here on
That
the
makes the
phone.
most sense. I make a motion that we approve the public minutes, all right, so public from
We can do public and
3/3 and non-public from 3/3.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Steve Welch abstain.
Charlotte Fife abstains.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, the public meeting minutes from 3/11.
Second?
Motion and a second. Roll call vote. I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Charlotte Fife abstains.
So So Charlotte, I know you're familiar with some of what the board does. We typically have a liaison for the different departments. We have fire rescue, highway, Parks, Rec, and Marston, police, and the recycling center. And typically we have one select board member that kind of is that liaison for the department. And then we also need to select board and committee representation for the budget committee, the capital improvement committee, and the planning board. So we'll start with the liaisons.
Is it a nomination situation or?
No,
it's
just
a
a
volunteer.
free-for-all or whatever?
Volunteer, it's a
Okay.
free-for-all.
A free-for-all.
Yeah.
I'd like to do police.
Perfect.
Get arrested.
I would like to volunteer to work with the highway department.
You can do Parks and Recreation and recycling if you want. Or just Park and Recreation. It's 5 of us, so
Yeah, it's up to you. If you want to do the recycling center too, you can. It's up to you.
don't matter.
Doesn't matter which one I do.
So is it both or one?
Do you want to do both, or do you want to?
Sure, I'll do both.
And you want to do fire rescue, John?
I guess.
No?
So one board and committee that's not on here, and I'm sure it's because it's only once every, well, this time it's been 15 years, but I'm serving on the master plan committee
Okay.
this year, or 2 years. They say it could take up to a year and a half.
It's questionable because master plan is under the planning board, but yet the committee is, I think it was reserved under the board of selectmen, I think was a decision that was made last year, so.
Okay.
I don't know if it would necessarily fall
I
as a
didn't, when I
subcommittee.
emailed, I sent it from my personal email, because I was thinking I was a member of the public, but then they've put select board representative,
Okay.
so. So for budget, CIP, and planning board, John, I know you've been attending some of the planning board meetings.
Right, I've been doing the planning board and, I've been doing the CIP. I could do both of those, that's fine.
Who's doing fire? John's also doing
I
fire.
Are
guess.
you okay with that? I
Fine.
could do CIP too. I've been doing CIP. If
Yeah, I mean,
it's too
no,
much.
I'm
No,
fine
you're
doing
okay?
that. And the planning board, I've been going to their meetings, so figuring somebody had to take over for John on that.
Yeah,
Who's
Fitting
doing-
name, they can just
Who's
like,
doing fire?
Steve.
John.
I mean, John Decker is.
So John, you got 3, you
I
can,
don't know what I'm doing with fire yet.
you can start to build houses in a hotel.
And so then we've got budget committee.
Not it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that one.
At least it's something you have experience with.
it's true, it's true. Which is why I'm
Your loss won't
hesitating.
be
No,
felt
no,
as
it's fine,
much.
it's fine. Yes,
So you're on the
yes,
budget?
yes, apparently so. Yes.
Okay.
That was easy.
Okay, so just to verify the list, I have John Decker for Fire Rescue Department Liaison, Matt Sherlin for Highway, Steve Welch for Parks and Recreation / Marston, Charlotte for Police, Steve for Recycling, Charlotte for Budget Committee, John Decker for Capital Improvement Plan Committee, John Decker for Planning Board, and Tim DeBrio for the Master Plan Committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
On to the town administrator report.
Just would like to extend a thank you to all who attended Tuesday's election and supported the town operating budget and proposed warrant articles, and congratulations to all newly elected officials. I will be meeting with the department heads next week to review the newly adopted budget, the first half, or the first quarter year-to-date expenditures, and discuss plans for the upcoming expenditures and purchases out of the proposed budget. The town roads were posted at a limit of 26,000 GVW on Tuesday, March 5th. Anyone requesting a delivery exception can contact the highway director. He is monitoring it on a day-to-day basis. On the colder evenings where it's actually freezing, he is allowing some very early morning deliveries or exceptions, but obviously with the warmer weather we've been experiencing over the past couple of days, those exceptions are probably limited at this point. New Hampshire DOT had requested to present on the Nottingham Northwood Project 41595 on the intersection improvements for Route 4, 152 and Cooper Hill Road tonight. That has since been postponed to Monday, April 21st at 7 PM. A notice has been posted to the town website, and as soon as I have more information about what they're going to be presenting, we'll be adding it to that news and announcements page. Friday, the upper C-channel beam in the cardboard baler at the recycling center cracked. It is a structural concern and obviously operational concern, so we have Atlantic Recycling coming out to assess it and hopefully complete a repair on it, but the machine isn't operable at this point. It was taken out of service. I'll have a better idea as to how much it's going to cost to repair. The same unit was, the ram had to be re-welted 2 or 3 years ago, so hopefully we're not at the point of replacement, but I will be looking into New Hampshire the Beautiful grants and possibly putting out a feeler for availability for replacement down the road. I'm hoping we're not to that point, but I did want to let you know because it could be a rather expensive repair.
What actually cracked?
It's the beam, the support beam across the top of it.
Oh, okay.
What are they doing with the cardboard?
Right now, they're baling it in the plastics baler, and then they're doing the plastics in the older baler, and they're just trying to store everything up overhead until we can determine the fate of this existing one. So there'll be some storage.
Is there like a used market for those things, like
I'm-
with
I-
stores closing and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, Atlantic Recycling does have, I know that we've been able to, well, not necessarily Nottingham, but other communities have been able to purchase used containers and the such from them, so I don't know, I'll have to see what is out there for options. We know from 2 years ago when we were researching a baler for the aluminum cans, it was gonna be a smaller bale than what outputs the cardboard and the plastics. That was gonna be in the vicinity of about $16,000.
Brand new.
That was brand new. I would imagine something that's gonna do a 400-pound bale like we do for the cardboard now is gonna be well in excess of 20,000. But hopefully we don't have to go that route. We'll see. So I'll be able to update you further on that once they're able to come out and assess it tomorrow. Parks and Recreation circulated a request for proposals for mowing and maintenance of municipal grounds with a due date of Friday, March 14th. 4 proposals were submitted, and Courtney and I will be reviewing them tomorrow for an award recommendation. The electrical panel in the rear of the community center is original to the building and does not contain enough space to liven the new circuits for the new conference room space. This panel provides electrical to the rear portion of the municipal offices as well as sections of the police department. So a panel upgrade from an existing 20 space to a 30 space has been scheduled for next Wednesday, 3/26. And the reason why we are planning the panel change during the week is we're not sure what areas of the police department are affected, and if any of their systems need to go down, then they need staff on that can reboot everything properly, so it would be easier to do that during the week when they're staffed heavier, where there's not as much crew here during the weekends. So next Wednesday, 3/26, the town office will be closed to the public, and I'm in the process of scheduling a staff training. I'm gonna utilize the meeting space up at the fire station, and we're just gonna go over a variety of things. It'll be a good time for me to meet with everybody to review our new adopted budget and possibly do some other staff training. We try to do at least one good training a year. We've done active shooter training here. We've done harassment and discrimination, so we'll see what's going to be available for topics to throw their way next Wednesday. So just
What day is that?
next Wednesday, the 26th.
Let's see.
So I will be putting.
And that is on the website.
It will be on the website after tonight.
Edie will do it next, so.
Correct. Yep, so I've already let Lori know, so the town clerk has canceled all appointments for that day. And I'll just be sending out a blast notice to everybody affected that works within this building. And of course, we'll get the postings here and on the website. The new conference room has been painted, the carpet tiles, new lighting and ceiling tiles have all been installed. It's just waiting for the electrical panel upgrade to liven the new circuits, and then the new audiovisual installation over the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll be bringing that project to closure, and I'm also hoping that, as Art Jenks is here doing the electrical upgrade, he met with Courtney and I last week just to talk about the electrical needs for this space to convert over to the rec offices. So everything's gonna be moving relatively fast, I think, which is good. It's been,
That mini
Long time
split will
awaited.
be activated with the new electrical system.
yes. With Charlotte's selection to the select board, there's now a vacancy on the budget committee to be filled by the committee. Tentative meeting has been scheduled for May 15th at 7 PM. Owen Friend Gray had circulated an email out to the committee members just to make sure that was a good date for everybody. And if so, they'll be talking about filling that position. So if there's anybody out there interested in filling this vacancy, they should submit a letter of introduction and interest to Chair Owen Friend Gray's attention.
This is for the public, you mean? You said not the board, but the public?
Budget committee,
Right, for the public though?
yes.
Anyone from the public can do that.
Anybody from the public that's interested in
Always.
serving on the budget committee. There's a vacancy.
Right, okay. And what's the next meeting?
May 17th, May 15th at 7 PM.
Hey, what's the 15th?
Yes. So anybody with interest, if they would like to circulate a letter of introduction and interest, they can do it through the town office, and we'll make sure that the committee gets it for that meeting. We'll be posting about, on meeting notice, or not a meeting notice, we'll be posting an announcement on that on the website as well. I had a resident inquire on the official title of the Board of Selectmen as used in Nottingham. Per statute, the terms selectman, select board, and select board member are all interchangeable and mean the same thing, so there's not necessarily any action needed. However, for consistency and clarity, I would like to suggest that all reference to this board from here forward be select board. As policies and procedures are reviewed or implemented, they can be updated accordingly. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and I think it's more of a general term with.
I would say, thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I don't have to deal with it, right? I'm not a man.
Actually, I applaud that from the press, because it's kind of weird to have a select man, so it's good.
I appreciate it.
I have no problem with it. That's what I use anyway.
And generally, that is the primary term, but just some of the older policies and documents that we have still refer to the Board of Selectmen. Even when we post to the website, it's the Board of Selectmen agenda, but then it's the Select Board minutes, so we're just gonna start cleaning up processes from here on out. During the high wind activity on Friday, March 7th, several shingles on the front of the community center gym roof and along the ridge cap blew off. These were able to be replaced by Dover Roofing late that Friday afternoon. And as you may notice in the gym by the ceiling tiles, there's been several leaks in the roof since the lighting upgrade was completed in 2023. Obviously not related to the lighting upgrade, but when we did that upgrade, we had all the ceiling tiles replaced that needed to be, and there's new stained ones in there, so.
And this is over the gym, you're saying?
Yes, so hopefully the repair resolves the leaks. We'll just
Have we
continue
noticed
to
any new
monitor it.
today?
I'm sorry?
Did we notice any new ones today?
I'll be honest. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, especially with the rain, that was a good thought,
Right.
so we'll check.
There are a lot of spots, though.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to tell, old from new.
It would be.
So did they just do the ridge cap piece, or they,
There was a whole, probably like a 4-foot section of shingles that blew off the front, like the 152 side of it.
So,
okay.
So those were all replaced, and then everything that had blown off the ridge cap.
Didn't they replace the ridge cap
Yeah,
recently?
well, Alan was talking about the ridge caps.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure they did, he was talking about replacing
Yeah,
them.
they definitely did at the school, and I think over on the Grange. I think those were the two
Okay.
items that were addressed. I don't think they did it here. He and his crew have been up there several times, just, getting a feel for the roof and seeing if there were any major issues that they could note, but, obviously these things happen, so,
Also, did you repair the roof or not?
yes,
It was repaired
yes,
with the roof caps.
yes.
Thank you.
And then attached to this report is a copy of the current select board rules of procedure for your review. I figured now was a good time for everybody to take a look at it, and I can put it on as an agenda topic for your next meeting, just if you have any thoughts or ideas for updating them. I think they were last approved in 2019. For action items, the Form MS 232, which is your report of appropriations actually voted, has been prepared for signatures based on the tally of votes received at the election on 3/11/2025. So I would request a motion to certify that Form MS 232 is prepared.
Make a motion to certify the Form MS 232 as prepared based on the elections.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Simple. For correspondence, I did provide a response on March 7th to Jean Reed's inquiry from February 24th regarding the police department's Ranger SP 570 UTV purchase. I provided you with a copy of that response. I don't believe there's any further action requested at this time. And that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to assessing. Do you have questions on any of this stuff, Charlotte?
Oh, of course they do.
Okay.
No, not yet.
There's like one of everything, so it's
It
like,
really is a
Yeah.
smorgasbord, right? Yeah.
April 15th is the due date for all applications for exemptions credits. And then the tax year starts on April 1st, so you'll find that any intents to cut or intents for excavation usually close out by March 31st or shortly thereafter, so we'll see a lot of these coming through.
Oh, I wondered if that was the total or not. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
So I had one question on the gravel tax levy. I just wanted to, how do they keep track of the yards excavated?
It's based on their calculation. There is a gravel monitor with the Department of Revenue that, when the intent is filed, the Department of Revenue is actually the one that issues the permit, so they're constantly tracking, and they can track the volume by what's coming in and out, or going out, rather.
It just seemed too because that's the going out is the 9,000 yards, right?
Correct, and then
It
it's
just
charged
seemed
at
too
2 cents per
round.
cubic
I know.
yards.
well, each load is how many yards?
All right.
Depends on the truck.
Right.
Depends on the truck,
8,
so-
16.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was just,
Yes, but they have a certified appraiser that's qualified to estimate that. So if something seems off based on the intent that was filed, or they can do a site visit as well. Usually what they'll do, I mean, I've had appraisers go out and use Google Earth imagery and check it over a time period just to kind of see and determine the amounts that have been excavated.
Basically an honor system, but
right,
Yeah, I mean, you're 2 cents per yard.
right, I know, it's not very much, it was just kind of like,
Correct.
Okay,
Yep,
I
they're
wasn't sure who was
certifying.
signing
I
off
was
on
like,
it. Okay.
yeah, we did about this much.
For the tax credits that got voted on, do those just, whoever had been,
Those will go into effect for the tax year that starts April 1st.
okay,
So anybody new that applies by April 15th and existing will all go into that new status.
okay, so the existing ones just get moved to the.
Correct.
They don't have to reapply.
No.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, and that'll all be part of the revaluation process as well. They certify all the exemptions and credits. We have to check in and make sure that there's been no situation change because it is asset and income based. We have the property owners just certify that, you know, the information when they originally applied is true and accurate, or update accordingly.
All right. For assessing, I'll make a motion to approve the certification of yield taxes assessed for map 2, lot 1.
Well, second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
What was that, Matt?
Certification of yield taxes assessed.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the warrant for yield tax levy. It's for map 2, lot 1.
Second. Go ahead.
Been a motion,
Let's get 'em moving.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the gravel tax levy. That's map 69, lot 10.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the Veterans Tax Credit for map 6, lot 22-17B.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Finally, I'll make a motion to approve the solar exemption for map 7-2, lot 38.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to the Parks and Rec mural.
Hello,
Hello, good evening, Courtney.
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
All right, so I sent you all a packet, which hopefully you got to go through. That includes pictures of where our proposed mural is going to go. And that mural is along this wall, out towards and behind this playground and town garden space. So there's four sections of white cinder block walls that are pretty rough looking. And with new gardens that I'm hoping to have put in soon with volunteers, it would be really nice to have a nice mural behind it, is my thoughts. So I will go through what I sent you guys for people at home. I've been working with Big Sam Paints. He is an artist that actually grew up in, I believe, Sunapee, New Hampshire. He was featured on Chronicle. He now lives in New York City and does really cool murals and things in bigger cities, but is always kind of willing to come back home and do things here, which is really cool. He's dedicated to transforming public spaces with vibrant, meaningful artwork, collaborating with towns, businesses, cities, private clients.
What's his name
Sam, Big Sam Paints.
again?
Yes, he's like 7 feet tall. Kind of cool.
Was his last name,
So no ladders
I was just
needed
gonna
out
say.
here.
was his last name Pink?
No, that's just his business name. I don't know his last name. His work is inspired by themes of growth, optimism, and the connection between the past, present, and the future, brought to life with a bold, clean, and colorful palette. He's painted in many places, like I said, but he also did a mural. He did 2 murals up at Northwood School, which was really cool. And in that packet, in his proposal, those pictures are in there, so you can see. They have one on the back of the school and one inside the school that looks really nice. I am asking the board's approval tonight of hiring Big Sam Paints to help with a community mural project here in Nottingham, with funds to come out of Rec Revolving Fund. We, on voting day, took a poll. We were stationed in the kitchen and we got some community feedback from folks. So just, themes and pictures that people want to see. Some are kind of silly, but some are really great. So I plan to, if approved, pass along those ideas, things like Pawtuckaway Lake, of course, the fire tower, things that are kind of prominent to Nottingham, would be cool and represented in some sort of that community mural piece. So what will happen is Sam will take that information, he'll come up with a digital design. We'll get to go back and forth 2 or 3 times before it's finalized. And then he'll come on site, project it up, outline it, draw it, and then we can do a community paint day with people who are interested of all ages to come out, paint inside the lines, kind of get the bulk of the mural done.
So it's like the world's biggest color by number.
It is, yeah, yep. And then what he'll do is he'll finish with, the details and the fine lines and stuff like that to make it really come together and be a community art piece that people will be excited to see for years to come. And it will be really good, which is another great point, and it will be done. A big piece of hiring an artist to help with this project is that it's not gonna be a lingering project that takes years and years to finish. Me and Emma would love to do something like this, but we don't have the bandwidth to do it ourselves. So I think by hiring somebody, it makes the impact, it just helps get the project done, and we can do food and have music and make it a community day to really engage people. Why murals in our town? Size and prominence, murals frequently serve as a natural focal point for members of a community of all ages, I would argue. It can represent cultural heritage, shared values of the community by creating a piece of public art that everyone can enjoy. The community will be involved by gathering information on how they see Nottingham and what they love most about our town. And then by adding beautiful art, it'll revitalize our community and town hall outdoor space that, in my opinion, needs it. And I think it will be really great. So I hope that you guys support this endeavor. And
Does
I'm
he put
happy.
something on it afterwards to like,
I don't know.
Protect it.
That's a great question, and I can absolutely ask him. Yeah,
It's got a lot of sun exposure.
it
and
does.
I'm just, as much paint has been removed out of there. We
Yep.
did pressure wash it 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it just goes to show that we either need to start painting it regularly or
Yep.
maintaining it better. So
Right, that's what I worry about, is you put a lot of money into painting that, and it starts flaking off quickly.
Yep.
I mean, I know Northwood School, I mean, I see it every day. So it's been up there for
Yeah.
a solid decade, I would think.
I think so. It's been a while.
Yeah, so I mean, I imagine he does something, but it'd be good to know.
Right.
And that's
Look at the
something
mural down in
that,
Portsmouth, that's been up for,
Right.
yeah.
what, 40 years now?
Yeah, and that's something that we can look forward and that we can, so to save some money, the rec has, and hopefully our FonPar volunteers will help us remove the chip paint and then prime it so that he doesn't have to do that prior. That may be something that we can do with volunteers or even ourselves to preserve it.
Might want to check with him on what paint
Yes.
to put down on those
Yeah.
blocks.
Yes.
Right, because
Yes.
that's that
The base is
preparation.
The
crucial.
priming is, yeah, so
Yep.
important.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, did you say that all 4 areas of cement?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yep,
pretty good.
So it would just be a stretched mural across, so
Yeah.
connecting, but
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
And would any of the shade structure be shading any of that? I do worry about the sun exposure too.
It won't be, but good news is that's coming in on May 15th,
Oh, that is
16th.
good.
So
Oh,
that'll
where
be
we
past it.
scorch.
But
Yeah,
yes, so that will be past the walls, but
I guess that's, I would just like to know his take on how do you preserve it as long as possible. I mean, I'm sure there are different, at least we got a gutter up over it, so that's good now. But just what we can do to preserve it, yeah, that
The
should.
gutter will help because
help.
it won't drip.
yes, yeah, that'll be,
Flashback.
yep.
Yeah,
I mean, he obviously does public murals, so he does something, but
Yeah, there
Yep.
must be something, yeah, I'd be curious to know. And especially if it becomes a community event.
Mhm.
I like that idea a lot.
what is his time frame?
I'd like to, I have to give him $1,000 deposit, soon to lock him in, and then we're gonna hopefully find a weekend that's in the spring or summertime that fits his schedule. So it'll be done this year, which is cool.
That area will look so different.
Oh my
Well.
gosh, yeah. Wow.
It will. Yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I
Right.
think a lot of
Between that and the
excited.
garden.
That and the garden. The garden may take a few years. I'm tossing the idea around. There's some grants out there for community garden space with, vegetable gardens and stuff like that, which is a huge undertaking. But we're tossing the ideas around and looking for community help to revitalize what
When
we
you look at what's
have.
happened at the library,
Looks
it's
great.
possible, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks really great out there.
You also have one, a pollen garden out in Boston.
We do. Very small one, but it's still there, still kicking.
Well, this area has been such an eyesore, and at first I was kind of like, oh, it's a lot of money for a mural, but we've got to maintain it anyway, and I am very much warming to the idea of this being a community project and something that will beautify the area, because it is an eyesore out there. Getting better, though.
It is. Yep.
So,
What does everybody think?
make a motion
Go for it.
to approve, proposal by Big Sam Paints for the, amount of $6,656 to, start this mural project for the Recreation Department.
Out of rec revolving.
Money's to be taken out of rec revolving.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you all.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you. It's gonna be exciting.
What was some of the most popular suggestions? You said the fire tower and,
Fire tower and the lake was probably number one, but a lot of nature, a lot of flowers, a lot of like animals, deer, bear, you know, that kind of stuff. So it'll be great to kind of give him those ideas
Right.
and then kind of see what he comes up with. Because we could probably simulate a lot of what he put into the Northwood, but I'm sure it'll be different based off of what we have here. So, yeah, it'll be really cool. I'm excited.
thank you.
Interesting if you did one full one that
Yeah.
spans, or like four.
Right,
kind of
separate.
individual
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
You could
Yeah.
almost do like the 4 seasons of the different
Yeah.
areas.
That's a cool
Did you
idea
make a
too.
That's a good one, man.
I did not. I didn't know there was.
Hey, it can,
Out in balance.
it can still count as a
Too
suggestion.
busy working.
I like
or a
that
time
idea.
span,
You're saying you didn't buy Girl Scout cookies?
Nottingham in 1700s versus,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
pretty
Historical,
cool.
too. Oh, yeah. there are a lot
One
of
house.
possibilities.
If you have any ideas or anybody on the public has any ideas, please email me.
We'll be having,
So that'd be great.
on April 26th, we'll be having the alarm march, and that'll be when we march from here to Medford for the Battle of Lexington and Concord. So it's another event. It's coming up, but it's also would fit into that.
Very cool. Great. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
What's this guy's name again?
We have no appointments. Action items for next meeting.
So we have the select board rules of procedure to
Right.
review.
And
I
then,
think we were gonna review that and then bring it up for next meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
right, that's what,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you said, action items. for
Action
next-
item for
For next meeting.
Okay.
Mhm. What else, action items for next?
and then on 4/21, that's when DOT is gonna come to talk about the Cooper Hill and 152 intersection in Route 4.
So that's 2 meetings.
Yeah.
When's the next meeting?
April 7th.
We wanna continue with these meeting schedule.
The
So
first and
I
the
have a
third.
question
First and
for
third.
Matt.
What?
Your work schedule, would it be better if we met every other week, or? does it matter?
Every other week worked when I was on shift. I'm in training right now, so it's, doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Second, first.
I'm good with first and third then.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it would.
It doesn't really change anything until maybe later in the year, November, December timeframe. By then, it'll be a new year. We'll be reviewing next year's schedule, so I'm fine with what we're doing.
Steve, did you have something?
The only thing I want to let people know is that to reserve April 26th, we're doing the 250th anniversary of the March to Lexington. Going to be doing it up to the town square. We'll have some militia up there. Ryder coming in announcing that the British are attacking. Then we will do some drills up there in the meantime. We'll do some volleys. Then we will march, as Steve said, down to the Epping Town line. We'll bus the people back. We'll go over to the Silly Cemetery. We'll do a gun salute over there, possibly over to Butler House and do another one at the Butler Cemetery. And we'll call it a day.
Pretty good.
It'll take the day.
Well, it won't take too long, but we're hoping to make it go until like 1 o'clock, start at 9 o'clock and possibly get done around 1 o'clock. So it won't take all of your day, but it'll consume the morning.
Are you looking for any volunteers or?
Always looking for
Always
volunteers.
looking for volunteers, I figured, yeah.
Never turn down volunteer help.
You want to ride a horse then?
Yeah, my
That's
ponies.
26 or
April 26th, starting at 9 o'clock.
As Steve is pointing out, this is really a big deal. This is the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord. Remember the gunshot heard around the world.
Well, unfortunately, most people, when they think of the Battle of Lexington, they always think of Massachusetts. Well, New Hampshire played a huge part in that, too. Nottingham probably sent per capita more men than almost any community in the state to down to there. So we had a lot of men in the Nottingham that served in the Revolution, so.
Very cool.
That is cool.
And then this Saturday too is the walk through it. If anybody's interested, Nottingham Business Park at 10 a.m.
What is it again?
The walk through for Nottingham Business Park
What's the date?
this Saturday.
Which is the 20th, I think, 22nd.
22nd.
This month's going by fast.
Right.
Please. And what time is that?
10 a.m.
Doing the grounds and interior of the building?
I mean, the interior, he's got the exterior walls up, so I don't know.
There was
which
no
is-
lights in there.
Yeah.
Right, there's no
I
lights.
think you said,
Why he wants people to go inside.
when he said the entrance was not on 140, what was he?
The entrance is on Route 4. It's the second entrance as you're going west on Route 4.
He had a number for that.
The
I don't-
one closer to the Shea Concrete
Yeah.
entrance.
It's right across the street from Shea.
Yeah, 155 is what my note says.
But it's not that one, it's a
55?
different.
155.
The one right across from Shea is
Well,
the
I think
entrance.
they across from Shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's, actually, is the planning board doing that, or?
Yes.
Did you want to provide Charlotte with a copy of the personnel manual
Yes,
as well?
I'm hoping to get together with her
Yeah.
sometime
Okay.
We're
soon
gonna
and
have a little chit chat.
Okay, wonderful.
bring her up to speed fully and to not make your meeting any longer.
Any public comment?
I think we
Anything
had-
additional, Steve?
I think we had a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's kind of exciting, a new board and break into a new fiscal year. And if you want, I can sing my song, Let's Get Fiscal.
I'll pass.
It did make
All in
me laugh.
favor?
I thought you guys did it to non-public just to get rid of me.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, we do have a non-public tonight.
I was right.
Not a public.
Non-public?
you all set?
Yep, so we will go into non-public, and when we come back out of non-public, we'll adjourn the select board meeting.
Make a motion, we went in non-public per RSA 91-A:3, 2A, C, and L. E.
L.
Is that-
Did I highlight the wrong one?
What is it, M?
You got it.
L.
And or
A,
L.
C, L.
They should be highlighted on your
They are
agenda.
highlighted, but, right, it could have been an I.
For those that are colorblind.
E is highlighted on mine.
A second.
Sorry,
I will
Tim.
second.
Roll call, been a motion and a second to go into non-public. Roll call vote.
Aye, Steve Walsh.
Hi, John Decker.
Aye, Tim DeBrio.
Aye, Matt Sherlin.
I, Charlotte Fife.
All right. Good night, Nottingham.